It's time for another spoopy video. I've heard some of you guys like SCPs. However, I have noticed on YouTube that more of you guys enjoy TheVolgun. He's kind of the classic. But I wanted to watch a meme one, okay? So I saw this one and I was like, what the? This one is called the Slow Burn Sloth. SCP-2774. Keter. Memetic SCP. So let's watch it. SCP Sloth. Spooky Sloth.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be studying today is SCP-2774. Object Class: Keter. Special Containment Procedures. All instances of SCP-2774 are to be destroyed upon recovery.
I just realized the image, it looks like a person. Do you see it? It looks like a person cosplaying a sloth, and then like an actual sloth's head on top.
Crawler AO3-G32 has been set to monitor and scan all forms of online visual media for SCP-2774-A and alert recovery teams upon detection. Teams are assigned to monitor internet and live television for SCP-2774-A. If detected, recovery teams are to be dispatched immediately. Any personnel who are exposed to an instance of SCP-2774 for more than 5 seconds are to be issued Class C amnestics and temporarily relocated to Site-116.
Man, that's pretty fast. Like 5 seconds? And then you gotta be given an amnestic? This is a sloth. I mean, at least he can't chase you quickly, right?
Due to the nature of SCP-2774, it is recommended that researchers assigned to SCP-2774 have some form of deuteranopia.
Deuteranopia. Hang on. Oh! It means red-green color blindness. Well, I like this word better. Deuteranopia. Deuteranopia. It sounds like a fun word to say. Color blindness, that's a boring word. You're wrong. Actually, it's deuteranopia, I will have you know. It's deuteranopia. Deuteranopia, I will have you know.
As red-green
That's a fun word.
Blindness. Recovery teams are working to recover those affected by SCP-2774 and relocate them to Site-116 to test for a possible cure. Until one is discovered, Site-116 will serve as a permanent residency for all affected persons. Read Addendum Alpha. Approval for testing subjects in Site-116 must come from the Ethics Committee and Site Overseer, Dr. Martin. Subjects kept at Site-116 are to maintain limited to no contact with personnel unless approved by the proper parties.
So you don't have to keep in contact with your other coworkers. So this is like a dream for introverts.
Subjects kept at
The people who work there, I mean.
16 are to be allowed 2 hours a day of social interaction with other subjects. 30 minutes.
You are literally... So you're a test subject? So are you like a guinea pig for them if you work here? Or are you a worker there? Oh, please let them out to socialize for 2 hours.
This will be designated to the following: breakfast, lunch, courtyard, and dinner. Subjects are not to be allowed to wander outside of the designated social areas or stay in groups larger than 5.
This sounds great. I want to work here. Free breakfast, lunch, dinner, socializing, but not in large groups bigger than 5. Those are overwhelming. As a neurodivergent person, like, sign me up.
Will be contained in Euclid-level humanoid containment cells as of October 15th, 2010. Subjects are not to have...
You aren't a worker? Well, not yet, I'm not.
...social interaction of any kind. In addition, subjects must not leave their cells until further notice.
Do I have internet in my cell? Because I feel like all other things considered, like this is great.
Description. SCP-2774 is any medium which contains SCP-2774-A. SCP-2774-A is a memetic image of an unknown humanoid entity, presumably wearing a sloth costume. Effects of viewing SCP-2774 set in between 40 to 100 hours after exposure to SCP-2774-A.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand this, okay? I'm a filthy tourist casual that's in my learning era of SCPs. So, is this like a spirit entity? Because it says that, like, I thought this was one entity, but it says that any medium is considered SCP-2774 as long as it has 2774-A. It's a picture? Oh, yeah, because it says a memetic image. Okay, so it's like if a computer has it or like a phone has it? Is that what they mean? Maybe that. I was thinking like the medium was a person.
Those affected will begin to lose the ability to use cognitive functions or make higher level decisions, except for a period lasting around 150 seconds every 24 hours.
Man, post-SCP clarity is very limited. It's got a really high cooldown period.
This period occurs randomly. SCP-2774-A manifests itself in various forms of non-live media, including movies, television, magazines, and in some cases, personally recorded videos or pictures.
Oh, okay, so it can go through any of those devices, even written works. Interesting. Wouldn't it suck if your 150 seconds of random mental clarity was like when you're on the toilet? Like, since you don't get to pick, that would suck.
SCP-2774-A is typically located in the background of whatever media it appears in. To date, there have been
So it's just a standing, awkward person dressed up as a sloth just hanging out in the background.
no instances of SCP-2774 on the internet. A single incident in northern Canada where SCP-2774-A appeared on live local television resulted in the relocation of over 4,000 people to Site-116. The image only retains its anomalous properties if the image contains hues of red or green. Therefore, those with deuteronomia or other forms of color blindness are not affected by SCP-2774.
Bro, so you just... For once, color blindness actually is a buff. You're just like, oh, I can't see him. Man, I'm colorblind. I don't know what to tell you. I got that deuteranopia. Sorry, can't relate to your problems.
SCP-2774-A is believed to possess memetic properties that are enhanced based on the number of people it affects. Manifestations of SCP-2774-A appear to become more frequent as the number of living victims increases. After the implementation of Protocol XXJ9, reports of manifestation drop significantly. Tests show that, including the colorblind, SCP-2774 does not affect the majority of people who view it. It is estimated that under 40% of those exposed to SCP-2774 are actually affected.
Man! So his conversion rate to make his large cult of people, like, is very ineffective. That sucks. Seems like a lot of work when your turnover rate is only 40% staying with you, you know?
This percentage is also directly affected by the number of living SCP-2774-A victims.
Like, he's got like the same turnover rate as like fast food restaurants, like my guy. We gotta do something to up that number.
When subject to SCP-2774-A's effect, victims appear to move normally based on muscle memory, albeit with slowed reaction times. They are very passive.
It's the sloth! They have slow reaction times!
And compliant with personnel, willing to answer basic questions and follow commands, though they display a lack of emotion. While they appear conscious, victims cannot control their actions in any way during this time. Victims, upon entering their 150 seconds of lucidity, are often highly agitated and fearful.
I mean, makes sense. You only have 150 seconds of your day where you're, like, conscious of what's happening.
Victims may act irrationally while lucid. Those affected report complete memory of time spent without cognitive function, but no ability to comprehend their actions or affect them in any way.
Darn, that sucks.
Upon initial realization of regained cognitive abilities, most express dread upon realizing the permanence of their situation. In numerous instances, those affected by SCP-2774 report observing SCP-2774-A while their body is acting autonomously. Perception of reality appears to be lost during that time. Subjects are to be considered unstable when conscious, and are to be approached with care, not to be approached at any time.
How does that make sense? You gotta approach them with care when you don't approach them at any time. Is that a gotcha moment? Well, like, what does this mean?
Those who have been resettled at Site-116 have displayed an affinity to SCP-2774-A. Art, literature, and effigies of SCP-2774-A can commonly be found hoarded in the corners of the subject's rooms. All objects are presumed to have been created while unconscious.
So, like, the people that are not conscious, like zombies, are just over here, like displaying artwork of weird, you know, sloth men everywhere.
These objects are commonly traded between subjects during free hours. Any such items are to be removed and incinerated and their creators terminated, along with any subjects seen emulating SCP-2774-A.
So they don't allow you to make a shrine for the Slothmans. They don't allow you to make a sloth shrine.
Recorded interview log 27. Dr. Clark Chung conducted the following interview with subject 866, David, on June 11th, 2010, upon confirming lucidity.
Hello, David. If you help answer a few questions, we can come closer to fixing you. Are you ready? I don't know. Just hurry.
I was gonna say they're talking awfully slow. We got 150 seconds, bucko. Hurry up, chop chop.
Since we have limited time, could you tell us what exactly you experience when you're not in control? Yeah. Well, I guess it's like this. It's like you're being driven around, and you're in the passenger seat, right?
Oh man, so they are somewhat mentally aware. Like, they're cognizant, they just can't control their body.
Arms and legs are strapped down so that you can't move. You can't feel anything in your body either.
So it's like a living movie theater while, like, your body does things and you're just sitting in there.
The part is that you can't hold a thought for more than 5 seconds. It's hell. Oh, man, you're all right. We can continue tomorrow if you'd like. It's fine. I just want to enjoy being able to control myself a bit before I lose it. When you're stuck in there, in your own head, you just want to scream, but you can't. You try for hours.
Very
hours.
spooky.
Move an arm, a leg, make a sound. It won't happen. You can't even control when you breathe. And then, the hallucinations. The sloth. Subject 866 looks towards the guards standing on each side of Dr. Chung, then checks the clock. Subject 866 begins to shake. It's watching us.
This is really well done. Holy crap. The acting for this one is so good.
I can't face him again. I just can't. Don't take this personally, please. I'm sorry.
Bro, he's trying to break out of containment. He's like, I gotta leave.
Subject 866 reluctantly lunges towards the guard to Dr. Chung's right. Subject 866 is terminated immediately following contact. Dr. Chung exits the room. Following this interview, the clock in the Site-116 interview room has been removed. Recorded interview log 30.
Yeah, that's probably smart. Don't have the clock in the room so that they can observe that they only have like 20 seconds before they're about to like lose consciousness again. I like how they're like, oh, yeah, new note. We really shouldn't have had a clock in that room. Bad idea. Bad idea.
Clark Chung conducted the following interview with subject 7444, Claude, on October 1st, 2010, upon confirming lucidity.
So wait, is this the same guy? Okay. No, this is a different one. I think. Yeah, this is a different one.
Are you gonna kill us? No, we're going to help you. Now, we just have a few more help us. Please, just kill us. It's the only way to stop it. There's just no point anymore. Stop what?
I wonder if you could send them to the... I wonder if you could game end them, or if they would just be zombies at that point. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that would solve the issue.
The Sloth. I don't know what it is. The first few days that you stuck, it only shows up maybe once, 2, 3 times. Shit, I don't know, okay? But after a week or so, you just see it everywhere. Nowhere is safe.
Nowhere is safe from the Sloth.
My eyes just staring. I don't know.
He's literally the definition of, like, he's just standing there menacingly. Like, unironically, that is what he does. Oh, man.
Please, could you continue on about this Sloth? If I do, it's gonna punish me for this.
He's gonna what you first? It's going to punish me? Oh, no. One does not just talk about the Sloth openly.
Sloth never talks, never says a word. I feel like I need to be it. I need to act like it, so leave me alone.
If I become a Sloth, then it won't know I'm not a Sloth, and it will leave me be.
Everyone knows it wants us help. It knows if we don't, too. It can see us, even when I'm awake. I can see it watching us right now. Right behind you. He's just sitting.
Oh my god, I just realized that now. The Sloth just keeps getting closer. I went 11 minutes and 20 seconds without realizing that. Thank you, ADHD.
Looking right at me. When I sleep, it makes me open my eyes sometimes. We can't control our bodies when they lie down, but it can. I just watch it. It stares at me all night, and then it starts to scream at me.
That's rude. Like, I'm trying to sleep, Mr. Sloth. Could you not just be screaming at me? I can't live, laugh, and love sloths under these conditions.
Or yell for help, or...
At this point in time, subject 7444 becomes unresponsive, collapsing onto the desk.
Claude, are you all right? Medical, we need assistance.
Medical teams rush into the room. It was determined to be a return to previous cognitive state.
Rip. He's got that sloth brain. His time is up.
Approximately 4 hours after the interview, Dr. Chung filed for immediate termination of subject 7444.
Claude was, in fact, not okay. Astute observation.
This request was approved on October 4th, 2010. Recorded interview log 32. Dr. Clark Chung conducted the following interview with subject 9225, Jason, on October 5th, 2010, upon confirming lucidity.
Hello, Jason. The more we learn, the sooner we can fix you and everyone else. We
So this is the third one, huh?
don't have much time. Could you please answer the following questions?
Subject 9225 nods quickly.
Great.
I feel like we have a lot of accounts this time. Compared to other SCPs we've watched, like, we were able to interview a lot of people about this one. It's not just, like, writing in books and, like, speculations and stuff.
Now, others have mentioned hallucinations while incapacitated. Can you tell us what kind of hallucinations you experience? There's everyone, okay? And they're walking around like zombies, like I do. I see the sloth, the thing in the sloth costume. It walks around and it controls people. Small things. Like
He walks like a sloth, doesn't talk like a sloth, but he looks like a man in a sloth suit.
basic tasks, you know. It's testing what it can do. I don't know if it's hallucination or what kind of things does it make you do. Okay. Well, it usually
It's like Simon Says in sloth form, but very cursed.
just, it controls us. But it's been happening more and more. Every time more people come here, it makes us do more. I think that soon it can make us do a lot more. In the beginning, it would just do things like moving an arm or a leg or something like that. Last time, it made us fight. Remember that?
1v1 PvP, I'm bored. I made them move arms and legs, but I am bored. Entertain me by fighting to the death.
2 days ago? That was the thing doing it. I could see it twisting, though. It's been changing, too. Becoming darker, more solid. Like after the time that...
Subject 9225 jerks his head back. Dr. Chung jumped back in his chair as Subject 9225 convulses and security rushes into the room. Subject
Oh boy, because he's not supposed to talk about him, remember? The sloth knows if you talk about him, he doesn't like it.
9225 looks back to Dr. Chung with a blank expression.
I wonder if any of them says too much, if he like gets rid of them or not, or if he just stops them like this guy did.
Following this interview, additional security was prescribed to
Or
Site
like with this guy I meant.
116, as well as a letter to the Ethics Committee requesting implementation of Procedure XXP9. The request was accepted 2 days after it was sent. See Addendum Alpha. Addendum Alpha, Level 3 clearance required. Addendum, Procedure XX J9.
Following the recorded interview log 32, my team and I have drafted Protocol XXP9 in order to help contain SCP-2774A. We will begin by pruning the current population of Site-116 from approximately 6,400 subjects to 200 by this time next month.
Jesus! They're just gonna off that many of them? That's a lot. That's a lot of people you're just gonna quote-unquote prune. Yeesh.
Termination will be carried out by Site-116 staff by a method of lethal injection. Schedules for termination will be sent to all personnel.
I'm curious what the sloth wants. Does he just want all, like, a land of sloths?
In addition to this, task forces in charge of controlling SCP-2774 off-site have been instructed to terminate anyone exposed instead of transporting them here. This procedure has been approved by the necessary parties and will begin within the week. If you are on site and listening to this, you're probably going to have to take part in this.
Amnestic, right?
Class A amnestics will be available after your duties are done, if you so choose. Keep in mind the state of suffering these people are in. This is as much for their benefit as it is ours. This is Dr. Clark Chung, signing off.
What does the sloth want?
Okay. I think that about does it for today. Thank you all for listening, if indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed. Goodbye.
The only thing I don't know is why he does it. Like, what does he want exactly? Like, does he just want to take over the world via Sloth? It was a very good one. He's very powerful. It's like, I feel like it's a much... It's kind of like zombies, but it's more interesting than zombies, right? I wonder why the Sloth want to take over the people. Maybe he's bored. Maybe he's got nothing better to do.